Because a few years ago, you took me in. What was your motives to want to have me as a little homie, and how did that go in your opinion?
Yeah, for me, I think it's about it. I mean, part of it is about the dance. That's for sure. I mean, I would be lying if I said the dance had nothing to do with it. And I think with all my little homies that I've that I have, part of it is about the dance. But there's a part of it that is about your character, your attitude, and who you are as a person. And this stems from me being in a situation when I first started, like we were talking about, where I was being controlled by young kids who really did not know any better at the time.
Right.
And for me, I thought it was really important that when I put my stuff together, that I put it together with people who are who follow a specific way of being, who are positive, and so forth.
Right.
This way of being in life.
Especially the work mentality that we do have going on.
Yeah, I think the Tchozn fam is really, really good with that. The work ethic that they have is really, really, really strong, and you you see the results.
Yeah,
yeah,
because
for sure.
We spoke about it a couple of years ago. When we started off, basically you asked me to be in the 730 fam, which I denied at first. But I was like, I don't mind being a Tchozn because we have the same frequency of thinking when it comes to our finances, when it comes to wanting to travel or be the best at our job. Like, we go at it 100%. So it's like we already was feeling each other on that mentality level. So we really go for what we want in that regard. And then it was like, let's exclude it to all females.
Yeah. And that was really, really something that I thought to myself. I think what actually triggered that for me was the fact that when you had explained to me how you saw yourself, and I thought, you know what, I'm like that too. So yeah, she needs to be a Tchozn. And then when I thought about the whole process of how I initially wanted you in 730 and why that didn't happen and why you became a Tchozn and so forth, then I thought to myself, you know what, I want to make a group of girls who have this same mentality, same drive, same focus,
right.
And that's what we actually did.
Because let's get it clear, Tchozn was not planning on making a fam with his Tchozn name. He was like,
actually not.
That was just his thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if it's not that.
But the reason why that is because I didn't associate Tchozn with Crump.
Yeah, because Tchozn is just a character that you are. That just shows you as a person. Even, even to bring it a little bit to your personal life, even at your job, he's now going off, flying off his wings, and they're like trying to still keep you, because that's how much of a hard worker you are. When you do something, you just go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's when the Tchozn character really, it's just the character that you are, and that's what I could relate to.
Yeah.
The real.
Crazy.
Actually, he's my little homie. Like, let's get that clear, because
she's starting with that business.
So yeah, basically, how do you view Crump right now? What is your take on it? What is all of this going on? Is it that you're going out there to battle people? Is it that you have a mission that you want to accomplish in Crump? What is it?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I've kind of, tried to experiment with Crump as much as I can. At one point I was someone who wanted to battle a lot. I was someone who wanted to teach a lot, and right now I just love just dancing. It doesn't matter whether it's a lab with you or any of my little homies, or if it's teaching, or if it's doing events.
Right.
I just love every part of it. Personally, I just think I'm a session dancer. I'm not such a big battle dancer. Although I don't mind battling. I think it's like I said, it is a part of Crump. But there are some dudes out there who just love to battle. Like, it's not really my take, but I just love the dance. So whatever comes.
Because what can we then expect from you from this moment on?
Well,
going forward,
I think Well, I mean, if you look at the stuff that I've been doing, most of it has been behind the scene. Actually, now when I look at that, most of it's been teaching little homies to be the best that they can, choreographing for TV shows, making choreographies for my own little homies to perform. So I've been doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and I love it. I don't mind not being in front of the camera. I've done that like so many times, So for me, it's just as long as I can be positive and influential and stimulating for people, then I will keep doing it.
Because your focus definitely lies on the younger generation.
Yeah, absolutely.
In our fam, at least, to bring them up to the best they could be.
Yeah, I think it's like I was talking to Missy Tchozn's mom. Big up, Samantha. What up? I was talking with her, and we were saying that kids are not a fashion statement, and that's kind of what it almost became. It was so cool to have little kids in your team and so forth.
True.
But they needed to be handled differently than how people actually handle them. Because with kids, you have a lot of expectations. You have a lot of responsibilities. It's not like you are in a team with an adult. For example, you have your own way of doing things. You know your rights and your wrongs. How you should be. Kids need guidance, and this is something that I feel is not done enough within the crump scene. People love to take little homies in, but then don't do no work with them.
Right.
Yeah.
And is that the reason why you have your big homie? Because he does.
My big homie is really special in terms of crump. When I first saw him dancing, I obviously started following him. I didn't initially think of him being a big homie, but I just liked his attitude. He was someone who was really focused on being the best that he can be, but he was also very very the situations that he would go through, he was very mature with them and so forth, and it was really good to see that someone else kind of had that same mentality. Also regarding kids, he's someone who teaches kids all the time. He has his own son who he's 100% dedicated to, dedicated. He will do anything for him. And I'm not saying that others would not do anything for their kids, but what he's gone through and and the decisions that he makes has nothing to do with what is his priority for himself. It always has to do with his kids, and this is my same mentality.
Right.
So I really, really appreciate him. Big ups to Knucklehead. You know what it is, brah. He's just someone who has inspired me, and I really, at one point, I really do believe he kind of saved my way of being or my attitude within Crump in terms of being who you are and dedicated to what you believe.
Was there a moment that you ever wanted to stop?
Oh yeah, for sure. I really think that the Holland Crump scene was not a scene that if I had to come up in the Crump world once again, I don't know if it would have been in Holland. But then again, because of such an age difference and such an age gap, I think it may have happened anywhere that I went. I just felt that I was being taken for granted in a way, and the attitudes and the immaturities that I had to deal with were just very, very vast. It was something that I did not appreciate. So I decided at one point that I had to jump away or get away from the Holland scene.
Where did you go to?
Well, I went to Russia out of all places. Big up to Slam, Ugly Fade. Big up to everybody there who's really taken me in and has helped me and given me the confidence to continue and stuff like that. It was a really hard time because you have to imagine that the only thing you want to do is good, but there's just so much static happening
Right.
And people so much controlling going on that you don't. Yeah, I cannot live in Russia. I cannot be there all the time. But I decided to go over there. I met Slam. I don't even remember where I met him. It was so long ago. But eventually he said, you need to come to Russia. You need to come to Russia. So I said, okay, I'll come to Russia.
Awesome.
And it was just like totally blew my mind how it was such a huge scene, but everybody was together. Everybody was working together. And I literally mean everybody. It wasn't a situation where you had cliques and that kind of stuff. Everybody was working together. Everybody, when you were dancing, everybody was trying to get the best out of you.
Right.
Have you come out of your dance.
Does it have to do with the mentality that they have out there? What is like the difference between Russia and the rest?
Yeah, wow. I don't know. For myself personally, what I think is that they have great leaders over there. They have great leaders over there, and the leaders are respected, but the leaders do not take the power that they have and abuse it.
Right.
So when you have that type of a situation, everybody is on the same line. And this is really the way the crump scene over there was.